Jess, are the notes that are on the... It looks like they are, but I can't remember.
They are. They're up to date.
Cool. All right.
Alrighty. Speaking of up to date, hi everybody. How are you doing today? Before we jump back into the games and all of the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of that does truly help us out a lot. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Membership starts at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. Lastly, we're going to be starting a little, let's call it fundraiser of sorts on the channel, which reminds me I have to actually get a bot to do that for me on the channel, and we can manually keep track of it as a community, that's fine. Where if we reach a specific goal, I will run a session, or if we reach a goal during a specific session, I will run the next following session blazed out of my fucking mind for everybody, so they can experience what I'm like when I'm much more chilled out and relaxed. And apparently, some people think that this sounds hilarious, so yeah, we're going to do that. But anyways, anybody who's in chat, throw out recommendations for what that price point should be for it. It's just a little add-on to help supplement the raising prices of everything happening in the world nowadays without me having to raise necessarily the prices of all of our games. So if you are interested in that, give us some suggestions in chat, and I'll see what I can figure out. But anyways, go ahead and give us that recap, Christian.
Cool beans. So we began last session sort of investigating a Spaulding household. We'd found some sketchy shares in the basement, and were calling in the proper authorities to come and deal with that. We were in the process of interrogating a particular halfling of sorts, and Sandy and Reese had ended up basically using Dominate Person on the halfling to try and get information or bring him in to bring them into the rebellion. Halfling is adamant that everyone connected to the Spaulding family is going to fall, whether we like it or not, and they're basically going to bring out the destruction of that family. Not inherently a bad thing, but it's our job. They need to stay out of it. Reese tells him that he's trying to find a better middle ground, but the halfling's pretty solid in their convictions, so when Sandy does try to eventually do away with the halfling, they say that the Spaulding takes people from the Grovelers district for their own machinations. By reading his mind, Reese realizes the Spaulding is lying. He's the one that's been taking people and bringing them back for, quote-unquote, research, which is what he's been doing in the basement, dissecting people. To punish him for his lies, Reese pulls his heart out through his chest and casts gas on him, just to make sure that if he does try to do any more kidnapping, his heart will explode. Kat takes the assassin that we'd captured aside, tries to convince him that we're on the same side by telling him that she's been trying to gather evidence for the Valen and the Threefold. Halfling calls it the Wisp. She admits the system's biased towards the Spauldings, but the system also needs to be shocked into forcing the idea that there's no choice but to change. The assassin's convinced that the only suitable action for the Spauldings is death, to which we mostly agree for, and also some help offering the same kind of thing. The assassin reveals that the next attack is at the party that we're going to, the ball, and we have to be out of there by midnight, otherwise it's all going to go down. Don't come into school tomorrow. Meanwhile, Reese has been acting like the guy's friend, listening to his story, letting him brag about his exploits, and the assassin kind of ends up leaving somewhat convinced that we're on nearly the same page. As he leaves, Kat and Bart find the entry into the hidden dungeon underneath the bathtub, finding the recently dissected bodies, and with only some chunks remaining, including some somewhat suspicious jars containing organs, hearts, stomachs, lungs, all labeled out with various initials, in this case AS, BS, KS, and TS. They investigate to see if anyone else is involved, and Kat ends up messaging Vanessa, saying she's found evidence of some pretty serious corruption. Vanessa sends over Cade, her investigator. He suggests that the jars are for sharing with other Spauldings, that the labels aren't who the organs belong to, but who they are destined for. Kat does some thinking, comes up with that it could be for various necromantic reasons, forbidden necromancy, using organs for resurrection. And Cade goes upstairs to investigate Joshi Spaulding directly, absolutely convinced of his guilt at this point. However, the group's determined that all the Spauldings are found guilty because they've created the monster of inequality within the city, and Kat also warns Cade that the Valen, if they continue to protect the Spauldings, will be associated with their evil. Cade's then able to make a deal that if we're able to bring proof that all the Spauldings are involved in this, the Valen will walk away from protecting them, allowing them to absolve themselves of some guilt there. In the meantime, they'll act as a visual deterrent and protector only, and we're questions about our knowledge of the situation. We'll leave out our part about the assassin walking free just so our stories match up. Monkey then is free to return to his forge to continue whatever side project he's been doing before we begin to question the Spaulding again. Reese modifies his memories to believe that Reese wants in on the business, and he's willing to bring him in, and isn't agreeing to meet them next on the evening before the ball. On the way out of the estate, Reese leans in to tell Kat that her anger at the threefold order is well placed. He's willing to call in a favor for her to understand more of what's happening. By the time we arrive at the estate, Tree is waiting for us. He's willing to share his secret in order to complete his deal with Reese, and he reveals himself to be a previous member of the threefold order. He did not want to go into exile, so instead, he took over the role of a dying Spaulding to enjoy the lifestyle he never had the chance to live, and took on the name of Dimitri Spaulding. He does say that he's concerned that a member placed near the spin-off has not acted yet. Either that person has been corrupted by the Spauldings, or they're completely inept. If they have been corrupted, they're going to be very dangerous for us. He's willing to help us investigate because we're lacking in the stealthy approach that we would need, and he does believe that we're trying to do some good. He tells us that if we encounter the threefold member, we're to present a necklace and say, "Carlisle Markley is my friend, and assures you my goals are in line with the fold," to help bring them on, to let them know that we're of no threat, at least for that time being. While all this is going on, Monkey and Glenn are working on their project in the forge, and as he works, Monkey then sees the same 7 beings as before in a battle, where one loses an arm but is victorious. They then construct a building in the middle of the jungle and walk aside some statues, or walk inside to see some statues. Headache stops him being able to focus more on the vision, though, and in his conversation with Glenn, he starts thinking aloud that part of his domain as a divine being is now freedom from bondage, from shackles. I believe that is where we left off.
So, as you all are speaking with this previous threefold member that you have claimed as a friend, learning their true name, Carlisle, of course, not to be spoken unless absolutely necessary, he reaches into his jacket and pulls out this folded up piece of cloth that he has. He places it down and begins unwrapping this cloth into a much larger dimension, large enough for him to peer inside, where you all see it has some type of large room in there that has an obsessive amount of organization that has occurred, as well as many different items, trinkets, and so forth. He reaches in and begins looking around. After a moment, pulls out this pieced together parchment made out of 12 different sheets of paper that all seem to have been adhered towards one another. When he pulls it out and places it down onto your main table, Reese, you all see that it appears to be a floor schematic of the Spalding Castle. So, I haven't had the opportunity to venture into most of the estate itself, only being able to get glances from the outside and, well, I learned a little bit about architecture and design in order to, well, more properly estimate about what is where with certain features. Everything that is colored within the beige amounts are the exterior walls and fortresses, fortified rooms that aren't easily gotten to unless you have access to the guards themselves. Everything that I've colored in as purple are the many different hallways on the main floor plan that I have been able to venture through. As you can see, there are only 4 entrances that I'm aware of. The main entrance is on the front side of the building, one on the west side and one on the east side, and then the docks entrances have their own as well. They have positioned highly trained guards at their ready to, well, maintain anything that they would ship in from their lake. In addition to that, you can see they have a tremendous amount of foliage littered throughout their estate as well. All of it is trimmed neatly to make sure that everything is open and well seen. Unless you are up inside of the branches, you're not going to have a very easy time avoiding the gaze of the multiple guards that are positioned around the estate at all times, peering around all angles. So your best way to blend in is to blend in, not just hide.
How
And-
difficult to perceive? Go ahead.
Would it help your search to have perhaps a friend on the inside to show you around?
I mean, I've learned everything based off of my previous incursions into the estate. I know more or less where features are. These are just the intriguing ones for me to point out to you. So, there's a total of 4 main aspects to their party. The primary one is where everybody is going to be gathering until the main event actually begins. That is the Spalding's Garden, right here. It's a large garden, as they proclaim it. It's mostly just trees with a bunch of tile work that is placed outside and maintained properly. They have a nice little dance floor out there as well. It's mainly open, and it's where everybody's going to be congregating, waiting for the rest of the castle to open up. Spinoff is a big fan of making people wait. To the east, past this hallway here, there is their gallery, which has guards positioned right into the entryway itself. Certain artifacts that they found intriguing are placed within that gallery itself, and usually there's more intellectual Spaldings that are positioned around them to converse about it. Spinoff usually takes a small tour that starts over on this end and shows some people the nicer things that he's collected over the year. And then, of course, while you were traveling around, he backpedals to the gardens itself, as that is the main food attraction area as well. And you head over to the West Lounge. This lounge is much more accommodating and comfortable with seating arrangements, and they have a tremendous amount of food that is passed by and traded amongst individuals. They like to experiment with different cultures' cuisines that have been, well, Spalding washed. So usually less spicy, less sour, less flavorful. And then there's a specific area that I have not gained access to up in the northern stretch of the estate. I believe it's somewhere connected to that northern hallway around here that they have their smoke lounge. Invite only, of course. Usually, Spinoff chooses the particular individuals that go in there with him. All of this is on the primary floor. The secondary floor has mostly bedrooms, places to sleep, eat. I've done a lot of venturing around the upper floors freely because they don't guard them very well. I haven't been able to find anything that stands out as odd or strange.
Outside of my cordial visits, I haven't needed to go upstairs, so in that same boat.
What is the likelihood that someone disguised as a guard could go unnoticed? Obviously, the Spauldings will not know their guards from one another, but how tight-knit is the guard group?
The guards themselves are very well trained. They're trained to be able to watch the terrain, detect certain magics when in proximity to them. Mostly see-through illusions, stuff like that. All of the most expensive guards from this continent are usually, if they're for hire, hired to protect this estate. Of course, if you look like one of them and act like one of them, a specific one, not just generic, you know. Depends on your acting skills, honestly.
I can find you a location of one of those guards if you want. Where he sleeps. You can replace him.
Now, that is, of course, for the Spaulding guards themselves. If we're going to be talking about their additional security details, well, you never know what you're going to be getting from the Valen if they infiltrate into this event. And if I know Spinoff, he has requested aid from many of the more powerful individuals of Valen.
We have done work with the Spauldings before. We are known to them. Realistically, do we have the kind of credentials to get ourselves hired as guards? It'd be a lot easier to get in and snoop around if we're supposed to be there.
Truthfully, I mean, that's possible. I mean, the only ones that they really would care to remember is probably Kat, because she went with me to the meeting. The rest of you outside of Somni don't really stick out.
Exactly. Kat is supposed to be there, she's a guest. The rest of us, we get ourselves hired as guards. Suddenly, we have pretty much unfettered access to all of the areas that we would want to go anyway.
That might not be a bad idea, but if I know the security people there, you won't exactly, as a guard, have access to everything. They have them placed in certain areas of guard, right? They're guards, they're not patrollers, you know?
Correct. The Spaulding guards are usually kept in pods of one another and appointed to specific regions and territories that they are allowed to oversee.
Further thought then. Glenn, you don't need to breathe, do you?
Not one bit.
How do you feel about it?
I like to do it though. You know, makes me feel
Well,
like.
no, I know, but I mean, how would you feel about being tucked into a bag of holding if I got myself a job as a guard and bring you in and then deposit you within the manor to snoop around of your own accord?
A bag of holding would not be capable of making it past their security checks. It is a backpack, after all. That's why I have this handy little napkin here. And he pats the large blanket that he unfolded and grabbed the map out of.
And I always have the necklace as well.
You have to remember, a bag of holding is actually like a backpack, like, or a large sack. Like, it definitely stands out.
That's why I always if you ever give us like one of those satchels of holding, they're like smaller in capacity, I note them down as satchels.
Yeah. Better for sleuthing. But he has this right here in front of you that you could borrow.
Same principle then. Would I be able to borrow that, put Glenn inside, and then let him sneak around later?
I could deliver you this later after I've removed the contents inside of it. Some of them are personal.
Perfectly reasonable.
On a similar note, how likely are they to try and check my mouth for illegal items?
You're the only one of us that can get through their detection system with your fancy jewelry that stops divination. You can change illusions just like what Dimitri does, and no one would ever know because of that one item.
I've never seen them inspect an individual's mouth, but I've also never seen someone like you in their midst.
I just open my mouth and let the canary out.
Canary gives a wink.
No, just wondering where I can keep this, and I take out my vial of my dragon blood vial. Just
Well, do any of you have any specific connections? Reese, I know you're not really allowed within their inner circle most of the time.
I can always get in there. It's not the issue. The issue with me is, I do have a meeting with Spinoff and little Joshy, right, during that event. Hopefully try and get into that circle.
Joshi is usually one of the individuals allowed into the smoke lounge.
Yep.
So
And he's under my control right now.
Well, that means you have your way into the lounge itself already.
Yes.
That's where they have their private meetings. In fact, I don't know specifically where it is in their estate. This is just a mock-up of what I've been able to draw by hand based off of my experiences.
another question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you prodded their magical defenses?
I've detected some of them. But in all honesty, the main walls themselves are their biggest defense. You see, anybody who enters into any of the four main entry directions, all of the magical items on their persons show and shine. Of course, if you can hide the object behind line of sight, they wouldn't know the wiser. And so long as they don't have a reason to investigate you, there's no reason for them to, say, look underneath your robes or your skirt or anything like that.
So they don't practice pat-downs?
Only to people that appear suspicious.
So would, my question would be, if we were to cast something like Seeming before we go in to obstruct like armor and such like that, would that would show as well? I'm
not familiar with that spell. What is it?
It is it changes the appearance of, it's similar to your hat, in that it's doesn't physically change your construct, but it visually changes it.
That would definitely appear within the entryways, and it's something you can't hide as easily. Everything that is magical shines, so you have to break line of sight with the object. If you're smuggling in a magical dagger, you tuck it in behind your jacket, and they can't see it, so they can't tell it's there. but they are usually particular about protecting themselves.
So, it's unfortunate because the dress that I got is awful, but it is not the best for smuggling things inside. So,
Well, my handy little blanket here, you can store quite a bit inside of it. It's a 20 by 20 square space inside. Just means you wouldn't have access to it from the get-go.
But you guys plan to stuff me in there too, right?
Oh, you don't take up that much space. A little more than a mannequin.
Right. Speaking of which, once I go in, will I be able to just get out of my own free will, or like do I gotta wait for somebody to open the door for me?
The only way out of it when you're on the inside is to stab it at its walls and then destroy it. I would appreciate you not doing that.
Got it. So wait for someone to open the door.
Yes.
We could always shrink you and sneak you in with my mimic. And I tap the satchel still around my side.
I'm pretty sure he'll eat it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Wait, why would it eat Glenn? Glenn's dead.
Why would it eat meat?
It eats meat. Meat's dead, yeah.
Yeah. So we have a way in for Glenn.
Unless it doesn't eat rotting meat.
And good bits for
Hey,
our
I'm not rotting.
supplies.
I don't.
A good bit for our weapons as well. So at least gets us in, and then the next part is for Reese to go to the smoke room to be a part of that meeting. And that is probably going to be our key for obtaining evidence.
We also don't know what your friend Mahadi is going to be doing there. So
That and the Abakuan who was at the initial meeting has asked to meet me at the ball as well. So
yeah,
we will need to have those two meetings because it's very possible that our elven friend has some information that could help us.
yeah. And I also have words from my birds, right? That the Princess Constance took an interest in you. So don't think that you might not have to handle that scenario too.
Right. The princess is she could also be an asset, but unpredictable.
My opinion is that since she took an interest in you and she's young, she's probably going to attempt to be around you a lot. You're probably the cool person to her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with your performance at the meeting, I would assume you would be, yes.
Do we use that as a distraction then?
That's on you. She doesn't like me.
You mean kidnapping her? Ransom or something?
No, I think that it would unsettle Spinoff to have his daughter both bring Mahadi as a date, but also to be seen speaking to a known insurrectionist.
So a more public relation between the two of you would be, well, distracting to him at the minimum.
Exactly. And if you can basically use it as a way to keep these Spauldings from paying attention to other little things, right? If they are so distracted by the societal threat that I represent, then they might not notice Glenn or Samdi or Reese, poking around.
Speaking of poking around, how likely is it for me to be hired alongside Bart over there as a guard if he's still doing that? Because I am not the model of physical intimidation.
I mean,
know
it's
about
a
that.
ball.
Doing
Five
away
foot
with
tall, man.
doing away with tact, you do not fit the physical composition of anybody that they would hire.
I can hold my breath for a while. Maybe you stuff me in there with Glenn.
How
Well, you
long's
guys
a
all
while?
10 minutes.
That would be quite a feat.
Also,
mean-
that's taking a serious bet we could get somewhere in 10 minutes.
Also, Samdi, it's base 10 minutes, and then you can hold your breath for an additional amount of time equal to your con mod amount of minutes.
So 14 minutes.
Still,
Yeah.
that's a very close time frame.
Yeah. Also, you
Just
guys
imagine,
can all
I gotta
get
shit,
in.
and take him out of the bathroom.
Yeah. Also, because of me, you guys can all get in, right? Just already because of the whole contest situation. Not contest situation, the whole ticket situation.
I
Right.
had forgotten about that.
Yeah. So you guys all have invitations already. That's not, you guys getting it isn't a concern. It's like if you guys are trying to do extra stuff, I mean, I get it. But Samdi, you've been seen, you're kind of stick out as a giant crocodile, right? So I don't think the stealthy approach for you is possible. I mean, how many crocodiles do people say come to this city?
And I think that we do have entrance for you as part of the entourage.
Yes.
Hmm.
And maybe you holding your breath for that amount of time might warrant an opportunity to bring a couple of allies into the smoke lounge as well.
See,
Lot easier.
that makes more sense to me, is using that stealth to bring assets into places that inside of the mansion.
As previously stated, I have not ever been invited back there, and nobody I've been able to converse with and create a relationship with has either. Before, of course, Reese.
Honestly, my main concern is just how good their magical defenses are. Like, if I cast a spell in there, I'll glow like in the arena.
You would at any of the entry points or around the outer walls.
Just there.
What about the docks entry?
All
interested there.
entry points detect magic. They are very secure about all of that. Now, I can tell you for certain that the East Gallery also can detect when magic is being wisped and utilized.
Is there a way that we can write on the map?
The white spot right here, so I'll type it for you.
Yeah.
East Gallery. That's not how you spell gallery. Gallery.
That's not either.
What? It's right there. That's gallery.
Gallery.
Yeah, fucking public education.
Right. What's back there?
And the West Gallery, I've not been able to discern as having anything such as that over there. But that doesn't mean that they don't have some form of protection. It is, of course, where Spaldings are most vulnerable when they're feeding.
You make them sound like vampires when you say that, but I guess in a certain sense they are.
No, vampires have tact.
At least the ones that we met were at least had some sort of dignity.
I mean, I've heard of Nosferatu.
Have you seen a Spaulding eat before?
Yes.
Yes.
It is the hardest way for me to pretend I belong to all of them.
Yeah. That is actually a good point. Wow. I am so sorry for you.
It is quite exhausting.
I sip my coffee. I know.
This coming from Samdi, who has regularly been seen eating people.
Bitch, I eat people.
And you still would struggle to eat like a Spaulding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as for the smoke lounge, considering the amount of conversing and secrecies that secrets they hold around that, I'd imagine they'd have some form of protections, but I am not formally aware of any that they have. The Spauldings, in all of their vast lineage and history, have only ever had a handful of mages born into their lineage. They've had quite a few warlocks, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But for wizards, not very many have the discipline necessary to learn the dignified way of magecraft.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why they come to me.
Side note again, sorry to interrupt, but where is the main food court again? Oh, thank you.
The main food court is around the main garden itself, but this is
Yeah.
one of those exotic foods that they dumb down and make less delicious.
Exotic, but the only
Because
thing they added was
These
fucking-
tamales are too spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Those type, you know?
exotic with a drop of pepper.
It's like the white person
Pepper
versions
hot.
of everything. Yeah. So my question to Reese and Somdi was, once you are in the smoke lounge, do you think that you would be able to communicate where it is and what defenses it has?
Just let me connect to one of you. I've got a
Yeah.
5-mile radius.
I mean, I have my telepathy, but you know.
A 5-mile radius. That is not any spell that I am aware of. That means you
can
must practition in sorcery or warlockhood. Is that bird your patron?
I mean, technically.
I like to think Somni is what I could have done if I took my magic a different route. As I talk to him in his head, just more advanced version of this, and I speak out loud. You know?
I'm not
I didn't-
sure if that... Can people detect that that is happening?
Talking in your head. I don't think
His
so. As
form
long
of
as
it.
I don't even think my form they can, except if I dive.
Hang on,
Oh.
Abby brought in an animal. Let me catch it.
Somebody looks at Natri and says, that weird battle mage pyromancer they brought in,
Yeah,
he could detect me attempting to connect to him. So long as I don't test the limits of it, I could probably send communications out and in.
So he
Oh.
could detect you attempting to connect. Could he detect you when you are already connected? Do any of you know detect magic? This would be a lot easier if you did.
Yes, I do. And from what I was tracking originally is that it doesn't work on Somni as long as he's attuned to that ring.
Jess, it ran towards us.
She uses headphones.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, because if I recall, you have a ring that stops divination magic, right?
Not a ring.
Amulet of
An
non-detection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it stops detection, divination magic, yeah, it should stop detect magic. Let's find out. I cast detect magic.
Okay. So, let us know when you can sense that he is connecting. Or is connected. Samdi, would you mind connecting to somebody in this room that you could connect to?
I'll connect
Get in my
to.
head.
Hmm?
My head is available.
We know.
I connected Bart's head.
I immediately start thinking of Mama Vusi naked.
Oh,
I mean, if you're into gilfs, anyway,
It's more of like I don't care. It's kind of like seeing a naked. It's kind of like seeing a naked dog. Unless you're sick, it's kind of.
yeah.
Starts thinking of the feet.
So Reese.
Oh God, no!
I need you to roll me a. Oh wait, your passive is stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Him
It's 24.
attempting to connect. You could sense a wave of magic pulse off of him, and then touch Bart's mind. But after that initial connection, you can't detect it any longer. You could tell when he's activating it. You can't tell while it is active.
So, my amulet of proof against detection and location is detect magic divination.
Detect magic is divination, but what he detects is you are kind of like sending out a sonar and then connecting onto something. But the reason he can't detect that you're actively doing it is because it's already there. There's no reverberation. That connection's already established. Now, you can detect that Bart has something on him. But you can't detect that Samdi's doing it.
So my question is then, if you can detect, like, where it is on Bart, could you cover that with, say, like a helmet or something?
It is a visual sight, the way detect magic works. So if he
Cover him lead.
Yeah, put lead on his head. That'll be great.
Yeah.
But no, if you put a physical obstruction over his head, you would potentially miss the glow unless you have a keen eye.
Yeah. 1 inch of common metal would be enough.
But
Just-
it would
oh,
also
yes, it
block
does.
the connection.
Would it?
I don't think it would at that point. No.
We're not dealing with
No.
Magneto's helmet over here.
No, Samdi's thing is not divination. Lead and metal and things like that stop divination. What he's doing, I believe, is transmutation.
No, it's a feature.
Oh, good.
Well,
So
it's
I-
still a
left
school of
on-
magic. Detect
Yeah.
thoughts,
Telepathic link is the closest spell I
which
can
is
think of.
also divination. So yeah, that would block it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't think about it until after, and I was like, wait a minute, he has that amulet. Which means technically you could wear an illusion, Samdi, and there'd be no way to find to know.
Wait. Detect thoughts is 2 inches of metal. Detect magic is 1 inch of metal. So long as it's between 1 and 1.99 inches.
Boy, do I have news for you.
I mean, an inch is not much.
Hold
An
on,
inch? I mean,
think
that's a lot of metal around. I mean, you can wear an inch worth of metal on your helm, but that's like an Iron Man 1 style helmet.
Yeah.
Hey,
That would weigh like
Samdi,
30, 40 kilos just for your helmet. You'd die. It would snap your neck the moment someone pushed you lightly.
Not if you're strong enough.
I'm not. I have a strength
So-
of 13. I'm just a bit buff.
I like that guy
know.
that goes running every other day.
Yeah, it's CrossFit.
Every third day.
Listen, he's strong for the purposes of looking good, not for the purposes of being.
Yeah, it's
All of the
pathetic.
weightlifting has been in squats, and that's it.
He's
It's only for the glutes.
It's
just
only
the,
for the glutes.
the gym bro, just for the spray tans. Like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has that ass that'll slap you back. So
Yeah, damn fucking right.
I
do.
mean, canonically, Bardakov does have the nicest ass in the party, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quote unquote that onion booty. That booty that just makes you want to cry.
Can we stop talking about butts? I think I'm done. Just,
I got a lot of
I'm
them.
kiboshing this entire conversation. Just
Yes.
So on another note, right? True seeing itself is also divination, right? So that amulet might be our way to smuggle stuff in. Samdi, you can wear an illusion and no one would know. Unless they interacted with it, you know.
are you? I look at Glenn. Are you willing to give me the hat that he has promised you?
I look at Gun, it's your hat.
Yeah,
I just
take it.
wear it. I toss you the hat.
I think the hat actually looks good on you, zombie.
Takes an hour to attune.
So, I like pick up the hat, take off my hat. They're virtually identical. Just
First order of business, make that hat look like your hat.
Yeah.
the only difference is the feather in it.
Yes.
Actually, I think this hat has like a note. It says sailor hat on it. So I think that's from where I got it.
I envision like a Looney Tune moment where you took your hat off the other hat and put it back on, and they're the exact same hat.
Yeah. So you can carry in our bags of holdings too then. Just because you have that amulet. There's no way to detect stuff on you.
I have an idea. Give me your bags of holding.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
after
essentially
an
be
hour. After an
smuggling.
hour. I'll show you my plan in a bit. And I
Sure.
started tuning to it.
Oh, this is gonna get real weird, isn't it?
So my question is, we're still trying to figure out how to get people into the smoke lounge.
I can get into the smoke lounge. I can probably get for sure Samdi in. Samdi's I feel like anything coming out of Samdi's mouth would be pure truth if he had to talk about something bad he did.
Hmm.
Well, keep in mind it's only Spauldings that are allowed back there. That was very clear to you that they only allow the inner circle.
Into the fold, quote unquote. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So that would be sneaking him and Glenn into the bag. So that would be your backup down there.
Mhm. I mean, Samdi, can you turn invisible?
Don't recall.
Because guess what the invisibility is? Also divination.
Oh god.
Wait, so question. What is it might have been whenever, briefly distracted by my familiar. Why are we worried about divination magic?
No, I was just pointing out that if we're concerned about the magical defenses making everything glow, right? Samdi is literally immune to divination magic, which is the main source of detection.
Anything that says detect XYZ is divination.
So Samdi is our ticket for smuggling non-obvious magical items into the estate, because the divination magic inherent in the entrances will not detect things he is carrying.
Anything. He wouldn't glow at all. He's immune.
Perfect.
Just gonna walk in there
Just
with the
for this
Dominator, just
fire.
like, this
Yeah.
is my homeland.
Yeah, I could
It
have him
is.
walk. I could have him walk in there.
It
with,
really is.
Invisibility.
It's my cane.
Mhm.
Perfect. Because I was wondering how I was going to get that in.
Yeah.
It's either that or the napkin.
Just for clarity, what is our actual goal once we're inside? We keep talking about sneaking in, getting access to the smoke lounge. What are we planning on doing once we get there? Is it the, cut the head off the snake kind of situation?
Exposure. We want to bring them to the Valen's attention and expose them to the rest of the city.
Okay, so we want them to expose their secrets to us, and then we rat them out to the Valen. Got it.
Right.
And then
No,
we're
one of
still
these
in the dark.
days.
I was gonna say we're still in the dark about Mahadi's plan too.
I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Which is
One of
much
these
more.
days,
You have
one of
to
these days,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
No,
Somdi.
you first. Just gonna say, one of these days, I want a magic item that can record your thoughts while I'm listening.
Encode thoughts.
Or just have a better memory.
No, encode thoughts literally does that because your thoughts, you gain their thoughts while you're listening to their head, and you can just pull out a strip of their thoughts from your head.
Oh, that's right. That is yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
It's a great, very weird spell that nobody ever takes because Firebolt.
Right. But also, I remember one of Ace's characters had that. That was really...
Yeah, it's a fun. But what I was
Right.
going to say, keep in mind that Vanessa said she would call off the Valen only if you can give her definitive proof before midnight, and she's going to be there. So if you try anything, you have to fight the Valen as well unless you give her definitive proof.
Okay.
The corruption of one
And-
individual is not the same as a corruption of an entire family.
Right.
But
And,
the corruption, the head of the family tells us everything.
Definitive proof.
and also the fact that we know for sure it is a family business. So if we can show that they have recruited and brought in other Spaldings, that is showing that it's not just spin-off. So the whole point is to try and get them to expose their secrets and get Vanessa into there at that moment. So,
And also keep in mind, at midnight is when you have to deal with the halflings as well.
right. So we have to.
Tiny assassins.
Eh?
So the question is, do we let so we'll get back to whether we want the halflings to actually go through and let them, so the timing has to be correct with everything is what I'm trying to say. We have to get in there, investigate, have it proven to the Valen so that they will leave and leave the Spaldings to their fate. Because I can promise you, just from being around Vanessa, if we have to go up against her and the Spalding's defenses, we're going to have a hard time.
And I don't really feel like having to kill her or her people. They seem like they're trying to do the right thing.
If they are to tied to the status quo, that as well. But so what we are able, we know for certain that we will be able to sneak in what we need to sneak in. We just give it to somebody.
Yes. Give him a bag of holding and he can just walk in.
Right. Then the next step is, do you know what time that meeting is, Reese?
He says that there's a meeting at the thing. I don't have a time, but I can
He
reach
said
out tomorrow.
earlier in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, they do it earlier in the evening. During the
before?
event. During the event, earlier in
During the
the
event.
evening.
Yeah.
So perhaps, just for estimation's sake, about 8 o'clock.
It's not a bad thing. They have to make face first before they meet, so that's
Right.
a good guess.
And of course, Spinoff has to give his wonderful tour to everybody.
And request his gifts for his birthday.
So depending on the type of defenses this cigar lounge has, if you find the evidence of that, a way that I can get in, I mean, I could always dimension door myself and Vanessa in. I just need to know where.
Could you not plant Misha on Reese?
I
So
can
that
only
there's another way of listening.
I can listen only so far.
How far?
I believe it's 100 feet.
And if there's any kind of defense that would be in that castle, it more than likely would be for familiars or any kind of recon creature.
Hmm.
Right.
Like, I'm just thinking how I would do it,
No, it would make sense. I think we might benefit from attacking this from two angles. getting inside the smoking lounge and getting some incriminating testimony from Spinoff himself, but also try and find some kind of physical evidence of what's going on. Sure, that they have to have something similar to what we found in that basement.
I mean, is
this castle?
Is there one of you specifically that is trying to get into the lounge with me?
Well, in theory, we bring Glenn and Sandy in through the portable hall.
Blanket, yeah. And that way, if shit were to go down, you'd at least have some backup. And considering Sandy's ability to connect mentally, he could provide evidence to Vanessa if she is able to have a way to have a zone of truth or read thoughts or something along those lines.
Do we also want to work on like some physical evidence though? Maybe there's some like record keeping or something that we could try to get a hold of, some documents or paperwork.
All right. I think so far we have been focusing on catching them in the act. That may not be the best way. So I do like that idea, Glenn.
This is what I was
does
saying.
have a dungeon.
While you three or however many are investigating the smoke lounge, the rest of us, or however many, can be snooping around the castle, trying to find the dungeon, necromantic ritual circle, whatever the fuck it is we're going to find. Basically find the area that the guests aren't allowed to go, or the areas that the guests aren't allowed to go, and sneak into them, crossing off the various Spalding sex dungeons and whatever, and secret vaults that we aren't interested in this time, and find whatever fucked up shit.
I'm not interested in any other sex dungeons ever.
I do not want any part in that. Imagine, although to be fair, the engineering marvel behind the sex winch capable of lifting a Spalding. Besides the point.
I believe it's actually called the sex trebuchet.
Slap the trebuchet. This baby is capable of lifting a Spalding 700 feet in the air.
A feat unlike no other.
Fuck your walls.
I'm using the Spaldings.
I feel like
as
using the
weapons.
Spaldings as trebuchet
New term
ammo is a
to
very
the
good
human
use for them.
cannonball.
True.
God fucking hell.
Agreed.
Right, so they take some time to go to that meeting, gather mental evidence, we could say. The rest of us try to cut away and find physical evidence. The question then becomes, how do we find access to those places?
Exactly. The easiest way is just to find which way the guards won't let us go and then go that way.
That's fair.
Well, if you're looking for personal effects of spin-off, he does have an office.
That would be...
It is connected to the dining hall.
That would be a good start.
Now, of course, there is his and his daughter's room, which are upstairs towards the north wing, as it were, side by side to one another, but very far apart nonetheless.
How far apart?
Well, the entryways into them, and mind you, I've never been in either's room just down those halls. The entryways are roughly about 40 feet across from one another.
Oh, that's no problem to traverse.
Yes.
So that looks like an angle for me. I have made friends with Spinoff's daughter.
Then yes, that should be a way in for you. Maybe gain some access into the horrors that is his living arrangement.
I'm not sure I want to know the answer to this, but how exactly are you planning to get access to the Spalding daughter's bedroom?
Is this gonna be like a
have
re-exploration?
No, we
Are
have
you
talked
planning on
fashion
cucking
before.
Mahadi? Are you planning on cuckolding Mahadi?
No, he's much older and not interested. He said it's not even close. She's barely old enough to even consider an adult.
Compared to all
no,
of
but-
you, she's still a child. Like,
Right. The idea that she and I have talked fashion before.
So there's gonna be a sleepover style thing.
So it would have to be fairly early in the evening, but it could be something along the lines of looking for another accessory or something along those lines, just to
Just hit it
Just-
with an oh my god fashion show.
precisely. It could be like oh, this dress is great, but I know you bought the shoes with this, but I wondered, that I think it would look great with a pair of boots. Do you have a pair of boots that you could, and she seems enthusiastic enough to hang out with me and not necessarily be at the ball itself. So that would be a great escape. And I will figure out what to do in the moment, whether it is to put her in the necklace and then
well,
continue
sure, you
my
could
search,
easily knock her unconscious.
or that as well.
Yes.
Or I could always modify her memory and that we were hanging out the whole time.
I've got a question. Can't people see out of the necklace?
I believe so.
Yes.
So
We might be able to gather a witness.
that's an idea.
I
Vanessa,
highly-
if you want to have in the necklace.
I highly doubt Vanessa would do that.
But with Cade.
I'm not sure. He does seem less reckless than he was a few years ago, but still nonetheless reckless.
That would be a perfect way in. And Vanessa trusts his word, so we would not necessarily have to have,
No. The only foreseeable issue with that is he is a guest at the event as well, considering he is the political advisor.
that's, that is a point, but he could not be missing for too long, but
Possibly, yes.
I'd also raise you that he might just love getting out of the party that way.
Also,
that's
if you
well.
want, you could have Sami take the guise of him if he's concerned with him being gone, and just have Sami fill in for him for a little bit.
How good are you at make-believe and pretend, Samdi?
I spent 5 years of my life pretending to be a different person.
Not bad.
It's a bit less grandiose than yours, but it's something.
It is very... The longer you are in deception, the harder it becomes. 5 years is quite a long time. For me, I got lucky. I only had to be in my position for 10 years before corruption happened. Believe it or not, she thought I was her midnight accountant, let's say.
I'm just gonna go over here now.
In other words, Samdi, you might have to pretend to be him for a little bit.
What was
Just
his
a little bit.
personality traits again?
He's nice.
Righteous.
He is nice, he's righteous, he is well-defined, well-spoken as well.
Polite.
Kind, very polite. Manners are of the utmost importance to him.
All right.
As they're all saying this, Santi droops a bit more and more and more. God damn it.
Think what would I do and then do the opposite.
Mhm. Don't get anyone near me. I might be liable to hit them with a tail or my fucking snout.
Well, and then the other thing is that we could always have you speaking with Mahadi and he taking up a good bit of your time, and Mahadi would only have to be in on the ruse. So you wouldn't have to try and convince the Spaldings or any of the Valen. You would only have to convince them that you are Cade speaking to Mahari.
And if you would like, we can practice your bow that you would have to do to many of the individuals, as they are of higher stature than you. With your snout, it could be a bit of a problem, so you and I can practice if you would like.
Kind of just takes a deep breath in. That would be lovely.
Very well.
So we have physical evidence, an eyewitness, caught red-handed. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. The only caveat I would like is just getting one of them hogtied to confess.
And in that case, I can pull out the king's heart when that time comes, and he can confess in front of everyone, or die.
I like that.
He would probably choose death.
We'll see what happens. Self-preservation's very strong in that guy.
You know, Rysand, sometimes you scare the shit out of me.
I find this lovely.
But I'm to say, but I fucking love you.
It's part of being the beast. If that's the case, though, before we have a couple days before the ball. I think it'd be good if I taught you, Kat, how to rip out a heart. Not tomorrow. Tonight, I need you, if possible, since I know you have the power to teleport.
I'm sorry, but I have to let you know you can't teach her how to cast a spell that you don't know how to cast as a wizard.
Oh.
Yes, if it was a wizarding spell, I know wizards can learn it. If it was a wizard spell, teaching it to a wizard, yes, but wizards and what you do are completely different on how you conjure magic.
Okay.
So my I guess kind of the way that I would understand it is it would take a lot of time to break it down. So that we don't have.
The way it would be is you can roleplay that you're trying to teach and convert it, but that would be like, I'm taking this as my level up spell. When you level up and figure out how to do it. But to copy it into your spell book, you need it to come from a wizard spell.
Could you not? I mean, this wouldn't work in the time frame, but could you not create a spell scroll of it, and then use the spell scroll to copy the spell into?
You would create a spell scroll. That's a sorcerer spell scroll.
Yeah.
Not a wizarding spell scroll.
Scrolls are bullshit in 5e.
You put the scroll up to their chest and just shove your hand through and pull out a heart.
Well, at some point, remind me to show you how to do that.
The scroll is just a target that says place on chest, punch here.
Remember, you must be constantly whispering to yourself, Kalima.
If you have the ability to teleport, though, I think teleporting me to where my daughter is would be in the city of the city to the right.
But do you have a circle there?
I don't have a circle there. That's why I would need you to teleport me.
In Sharpton?
No, my daughter's still making it.
I can only use circles at the moment.
Okay.
What city are you thinking about then? Sharpton's the one here.
Sharpton.
It's definitely
Sharpton.
Which does have a circle. There is a circle in.
I don't.
No, there's the circle in Spalding. She's in Sharpton working on a circle.
Right.
Yeah, I have a circle in Alona.
Right.
In the Asmodeus Church in Alona, and then Spalding. So that's why. Okay, well tomorrow then, and I can shoot a sending to my daughter tonight and see if she can help me out.
And she can use the circle to arrive here.
Well, so I'm hoping that there might be since Sharpton is literally the city of technology, maybe there might be some kind of device to either record or some kind of more age tech that we could utilize for evidence gathering.
That makes sense, and especially if it is not magical, so it would not cause any
Mhm.
alarms.
So I think that's a good location to check if there's any resources there. So
Alrighty. Well, now that you've done your preparations and forethoughts into the event, we can go ahead and go on break, everybody. We're
Mhm.
back.
Now I have a face.
Hello, Lily.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing
Hello.
today? So, before we jump back in the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some cool emotes. In addition to all of that, if you're interested in helping support our community, you can do so by donating some money on one of the streams. If we can raise, let's just set the first goal at $100 per stream that is just dedicated to doing this, I will run the following session for that group high off my fucking ass. And we'll see how fun that is for everybody. And don't worry, it's the fun high, not the dangerous I need help high, just to clarify that. I'm fat. Anyways. Well, the dangerous stuff makes you skinny because you need it. Anyways, let's get back into the action. So, all of you have been conversing with Carlisle this entire time. Learning the ins and out of the estate, all of the different featured rooms where you're going to have to investigate and look into a bit more closely. While doing this, you all begin to feel more assured of your objective at this upcoming event, that at this point you are in the wee hours of the morning, meaning you only have a couple of more days until this happens. 2 mornings, and on the 3rd night, that's when it arrives. So, I believe Kat brought up the fact that everybody was forgetting about the threefold member. Go ahead.
The one concern that I have for that, right, is if they are corrupt and we do not take the time to find them where we know they will be, once these Spaldings are gone, we have no idea where they are going to. And if they are corrupt, that sets us up with problems for later.
I mean, when have we been ones to shy away from kicking a can down the road?
It doesn't feel right with this one.
Fair. Oh, they're going to be a pain in the ass to root out.
If I can find, there's that rain stick that we have. It's based on a spell that I could learn. I just need to find that particular spell scroll.
I mean, we have a couple of days. I could give you a hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I can always teleportation circle you guys to Lona if you need to. If there's not the resources here, there might be at that city.
That's very true. Sorry, I just had the perfect excuse to get to ask the princess to use her bedroom. I can bring a second dress and say that it's for the dramatic effect. So, just had that idea.
That works. If we're looking for spell scrolls, there might be a few that I could use. So, yeah, do we go do that?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, obviously, it's like early hours of the morning. Get some rest. Hit the town in the morning, find the supplies we need, and then get to it.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me. So the preparation, just so that because she has like a notebook out, we need to find find the object, spell scroll, and any others that seem helpful.
I could do with like greater invisibility.
Do you want that for yourself, or I could always pass it on
for
you?
me. So just so if I need to at any point, just like vanish, like for a short period of time, that would be useful because I think I can get that as a warlock spell, which means that I can learn it as a scroll. Well, not learn it, but I can use it as a scroll.
We need the second dress. Anyone else need anything to prepare for everything?
I gotta send ascending to my daughter, but she's probably well, she's a drow, she's awake. So I'll send a ascending to her when about procuring a device that can store a memory or a picture or record a scenario. Maybe they might have something like that in something non-magical like that in that city. Also, make sure you guys look formal when you guys go. You might want to get stuff tailored if you don't have anything. The dress code.
I do. Does everyone else have something?
Not that provides me with armor.
Nope. I don't got anything.
Well, you're pretty scrawny, Glenn, like me. You're a little bit more built around the arms, so I don't know if any of my stuff will fit you.
I suppose I could look for some glamored armor, but that might take some time, and I don't really want to get rid of this.
And also keep in mind, you can always just shove all your armor into the portable dimension.
Yeah. But it'll take me like 10 minutes to get it on and off.
Yeah, of course.
Don't you guys have that red ruby? You can just oh no, you need attunement for that though, huh?
No, so that's not required attunement, but that was for you to bring Caden with.
Does that require attunement?
No.
Do I need to attune to it? Okay. I do have a slot open. That's why.
No, it doesn't require it. So I think the best way is to get your armor into the bag, and also if you are sneaking around, that helps you immensely to have it in the bag.
Okay, well, I'll need to get some clothes then.
Perfect. And I think a trip to Alona would be a good idea for that, because you don't necessarily want to be seen clothes shopping right after the plague. That might be seen as frivolous.
Yes.
I
agree.
Some bad optics on that one.
I've been there enough times. I know a couple people there. Don't know everything about that city, but been there enough. The invitation I put entourage and +1, so I do need to find someone to go with me. So I'll figure that one out. I have an idea of someone that might want to go to the ball. Someone who might be willing to work with us. If she can get here.
Who is that?
Someone who wants to corrupt Spaldings as much as I do. Nanu.
Nanu.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's good to be fun.
Yeah.
Wait, who is this person?
Devil stuff.
Are you suggesting bringing an actual devil into this city?
There's already devils in the city. There's imps everywhere.
You know there's a difference.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
There's already much worse.
Yeah. She took an interest in Spalding's not being resurrected when we went to hell. So I feel like there's a reasoning behind that, and I feel like there's a common interest. She can help us, being a deceiver and manipulator like her kind is. We can use that.
Very well. Personally, I want nothing to do with devils myself. Otherworldly influences are less predictable than people.
There's already one devil going there.
And I struggle with that at the minimum.
Okay, we'll put that plan on the back burner. She would have to get here first. Yeah. Just also, if we go to Alana, just be aware there's that dude that kind of wanted to make a statement to me. I don't know if he might come up, so let's keep
That's
that
true.
in mind.
We will make it a very quiet trip.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to have to slip back into my disguise and head back home. I do have a luncheon that I am previously required to engage with, unfortunately. And he takes his hat, puts it back on, and returns to his Spalding-like appearance before standing and walking out.
Thank you, Tree.
Now we're even.
Of course. And then I guess the sizzle happens. The smell of brimstone from the tattoo disappearing.
Finally. And he leaves. Boop, 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 boop. So, Nappy Knot?
Yes.
Alrighty.
I should go to sleep. I'm going to send the settings out very quick before. Do you want me to just say it or do you want me to send you it?
You can say it.
Okay. I sent her a sending saying, daughter, can you do me a favor? See if you can find a tech-like device that can catch pictures or records. And then I sent a second one to Nanu saying, would you be interested in coming to the material plane for a ball? If you can, plane shift here. I have a +1, dearie. And then that'll be it.
Why you gotta cuckold me like this?
So, your daughter will reply to you because she's been awake for some time because drow.
You only sleep 4 hours.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I'll look into it later today. By the way, the excess funds for the circle are becoming a bit more depleted. The cost of everything has gone up. Need a few more coins for the month.
I'll reply, not an issue. I will have our finance dude send you that money. If not, I can provide it from my personal funds.
Mm-hmm. So, next up, roll me a d20. Don't roll a 1.
Hey. Why is it going to be a D20?
Because you have to
One.
not...
Okay.
Oh, so... You're good.
I
You're
suck at not rolling ones on those.
Just
So-
like,
Oh, no.
It's only on a 1 that it doesn't make it to her. You're good. Nanu will reply to you. Well, I would love to have this opportunity. Of course, you have to become pacted to me. I'm too powerful just to go there. Give me an hour of your time.
I will send a second sending because I have all these low-level spells. Not an issue, Diddy. I'm in the Spalding City. Meet me at the center area. I'm just going to say that.
So you're accepting a pacting with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
So-
a temporary deal.
You feel the burning sensation of wings into your back, as her symbol is. And then from those wings, they peel off of you, ripping your shirt completely, and she is standing behind you.
That was incredibly painful. I did not know that's how you plane shift.
I am not able to plane shift. I'm too powerful for that. But if somebody becomes pacted to me, they can give me an hour of their life to grant me an hour here. So thank you for that.
An hour of your time. Rude.
So wait, this is really awkward because I wasn't done with the ball set, like the timelines. We don't have the ball for another 3 days. I was trying to give you ample time. I didn't think it was instant.
Sounds like you're going to have to give me more hours later on then.
Of course.
So,
Of course. And does it have to be my life?
of course it does.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
you want me to
no.
be pacted to you.
Oh, it's only a couple hours. I live an incredibly long life.
Oh,
so.
I'm sure you have no problem donating as much as I
Yes. Of course.
need.
I did have one question. Since you're here, right? This ritual you guys taught me, you guys don't have any more of those empty coins in case, if you wanted a little extra souls here and there.
I wouldn't have any of those. I don't really make soul coins. I make deals, and then people become those coins based off of their value to me.
Interesting. I was just wondering about that. I felt like you had an interest in the Spaulding's death last time we talked.
Oh, yes.
And that's why you made that deal with me to not resurrect them anymore. Of course, I'm not going back on that at all. If there's a reasoning for that, I'm assuming you would want to get in close to them and also kind of add your own little taint to their lives. So we'll be going to this ball. The only thing I would ask you in return for me providing entrance to said ball, as well as your pact here, is if you can help us locate any of the dirt that the Spauldings may or may not have in that area. Through your own source of manipulations or any physical means.
Be more specific in what you are asking.
We're trying to essentially kick these guys out of power. The entirety of my family. Right? We're looking for foreign necromancy magic, kidnapping, abductory, I don't know.
Many
Things
violent-
that can, anything that can send them to hell faster. If we can put it in public, we're going to make them lose their power, in which case they'd end up getting more desperate, which means that they'd probably come to you guys for more deals.
Well, aren't you already close with one of them? Or many of them, I believe?
Yes. I also need a +1 for this, so
Of
the
course.
first person I thought about.
You'll make suitable arm candy.
Meanwhile, Bart's over in the corner, just like, "Oh."
Mummy?
Did that foot rub mean nothing to you?
Yes.
It was
That's all I am.
quite relaxing. Thank you.
Also,
So-
as a heads up, because I know there's politicals between other devils. There will be another devil there named Mahadi. I don't know what he's doing, but he will be there.
I don't personally
Is he
know
a
this
devil?
Mahadi. Rakshasa?
He's a
They're
Rakshasa.
devils.
They're devils. Okay.
Rakshasa are fiends, lawful, evil, infernal, so devil.
Mm-hmm. I only know because they're in Avernus.
Yes. Well, is there going to be a little bit of havoc and mayhem there?
I don't know what Mahadi has, but if we get what we want, there for sure will be.
Then how about we do this? I'll give you my hand for yours.
In what regards? So I can remove my hand.
I would remove your hand and replace it with mine. Much more beautiful, better tone, stronger as well. At least when it comes to striking things. And, in turn, anything that dies by your hand would count as dying by mine, for the purposes of becoming my servant in the afterlife.
Okay, so in that regards, right? Would they have to die specifically by my hand, or let's say if I
Yes.
made someone stronger through my hand and through them, they killed someone?
If it's through your magic, that's still through your hand.
Okay. So I looked at Bardakov. Remind me to make you incredibly powerful as needed.
So long as it's not his will that is killing, but yours.
So, like, if I enhance his weapon
Whose
Let's
will
say.
is it?
through me, through Bless, I'm blessing him.
Whose will? She'll look over at you, Bart.
I mean, define well.
I am but a blade. Point me in the direction and I will kill as instructed, ma'am.
So by my will.
For the right price.
That's suitable enough then.
Then I guess we have a deal.
Very well. Extend your hand out to me.
I put my hand out.
And she extends your arm fully and reaches down and pulls out a very, very sharp looking butcher knife.
I mean, I cut off my hand as needed, so.
Yeah. You're used to it.
Yeah.
And slice. It hurts like the dickens. But after she does that, she moves her hand over the wound and begins massaging the muscles. And as she pulls away, you watch as her fingers begin evaporating and your hand grows and extends. And you have a very lovely, feminine, manicured hand that belongs to an Arrhenius.
So no difference.
Now, Reese,
Elf hands, female hands, what's the difference?
3d20, please.
Oh, shit.
How many years off your life you take?
Yeah! I roll like shit.
Ooh, no, that 13's gonna hurt you.
Oh man.
So that's
And-
24. Your hit point maximum decreases by 24 until she takes her hand back and gives you yours back.
Noted.
In return, all of your spellcasting abilities that roll to attack, or actually no, all of your spellcasting abilities, saving throws, and to attacks increase by +2.
Noted. You said spell attack. I was like, none of my stuff is spell attacks.
Well, one is.
Mummy got two hands.
Shove
She
that
spare the
hand
other?
into the chest.
I dig it.
And she just starts
Ah.
flopping your hand up and down and looks at
It's
it.
like tanner. It's like
Yeah.
a dark tan on a pale skin.
Nanu.
I would suggest wearing a glove. Just
course.
to be sure.
I mean, even if I had it like this, they would assume it some kind of deal I've made that changed my hand color. Plus, I change my skin color all the time when I change.
I would also recommend that you try not to touch anything with those nails. They are far sharper than you assume. Your unarmed strikes deal slashing damage now and also increase by 2. But that doesn't do anything for you, so it's just you could
Make
cut a
it work.
bitch.
Okay, bitch.
I don't suppose
know.
that you feel like doing the same deal with the other hand.
Is this for personal reasons or for this mission?
It's a fair question when it comes to you.
Yes.
I cleared his charm. I should never clear his charm.
Little
He's
column
charged
A,
without
little
the
column
charm.
B.
Sorry,
Business
that's
pleasure, you know, like
all
a
we
real
used to do.
stranger. Just-
She does not give him the same warning about the nails.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 90% business.
Yeah, because it only takes up 10% of the hand.
Under that pretense, I'm not terribly motivated to give you the same, well, perks that I granted to him. However, what about the lips of a devil?
Which lips?
Her tail wraps around your throat instantly.
Oh, whole new meaning to pocket pussy.
Dear God.
Sorry.
Welcome back, everybody.
Santi like mentally connects to Reese. It's just like, I stay alive in this business by staying silent a lot of the time.
In his mind, you hear it back. Since we have the connection, I stay alive in my business by not.
To be fair, you're dealt with mostly bark.
Oh no, I have a bite. That's making crazy.
Dealt with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that being of interesting benefit.
Mm. Well,
Oh shit, hang on. I don't think I can make deals with you.
oh, that's right. You're already spoken for by something else. Well, maybe that would give you seductive lips instead. You think of the horror of the ooze.
Bart cries a single easy tear.
The one
Because
time
in-
you've ever regretted this.
In his head, he was definitely going to get a smooch to take her lips off her.
100%, yeah.
For shame. Oh well.
But how about you? She'll look over at Samdi.
Even those lips.
Do you think the lips of a
one thing
devil
he's
would
always
assist you?
craved.
Santi's just gonna look over at
No, just
like I know this is the wrong body part I'm thinking of, but like now just imagining like a picture of a gator with human teeth. Just
I was thinking you lose your whole snout and you get like human lips.
just purse the whole time. Just
Hey, it would help with the
fucking
disguise.
fucking
like...
duck face. Whatever the fuck's called.
Yeah. He'd look like the Lion Mayor out of Beastars.
God.
Oh god, I need to look that up. It's a bad mental image. Somebody's just going to say, I am fine with my anatomy as is.
very well. Anybody else wish to, well, become better than what they are?
But I have my own ways. I do appreciate all the help that you are offering, even gaining things in return. It is still appreciated that you're willing to work with us.
Many devils wish to gain the largest deal with any one deal. I'd rather accumulate many small deals and a working relationship to gain my power.
I find that works very well in our line of work as well.
We call this microtransaction gifting.
They really are team. They really are
They really-
fiends.
Yeah.
Devil.
Oh, it's only $1 more. Shit.
That's
it's
exactly the point.
Yep. Before we get, like, as all this is going on, Kat takes a moment, and we'll walk away for a second. And I would like to cast Sending to one of the members of the Coven.
Which one?
Oh, I can't remember their names.
Sisters, right?
The sisters, yeah.
The Eben sisters.
Aha! There's one that is a halfling, right?
Yep.
I will send that one to her.
The halfling is present.
Okay. I will send that to her, and Would you be interested in some secrets that we are going to be unearthing from the Spaldings in exchange for some additional wisdom or spell knowledge?
Roll persuasion. That sending did not take a minute.
Right. But I'm also going to use a game advantage. Well, no, oh yeah, that's right. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
You can extend the sending by going,
Ooh, 27.
If you tell us more on what Glenn discovers very soon, we could grant you a premonition.
Having to use a 4th level. That sounds
If you take a look at Glenn, he is holding really tightly onto that book.
Crouch. No.
I'm willing to share the knowledge of it, but in a way that it is copied, so Glenn still has what is meaningful to him.
She'll reply to you. No need to copy. Just verbally tell us. We'll remember it all. We always do.
And there is no time expectation on that.
Nope. She said that he discovers soon.
Right, but also, like, she can tell him a year later.
Yeah.
It still counts. So, it's not like... Because her concern would be... We tell them, they go ahead and get ahead of us and whatever, you know, to whatever's there, and they lose secrets. So she's just like, I'll just hang on to it until... So yeah, it sounds good to me.
All right. Oh.
Right.
All right, let me get... Oh, I have to get out their terror card thing.
Oh, no.
I can grab my deck.
Yeah, it's just placed right to the right of you.
It's in the other room, but it's out.
So, what specifically did you ask her for again?
It was more any sort of magical knowledge, insight. Basically, she's trying to get a boon to go to the ball as well.
And she offered you a premonition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh. Alrighty. That's the wrong one.
What does this one say? The swords in Castle Ravenloft.
Wait. No.
The Amber Temple. That's not the right one.
Okay. Roll me a D100, please.
Bam! 76.
There it is. Ooh. She will tell you, connecting inwards to your mind, describing something that will happen in the coming nights. Be not on any road by daylight's time or sight. The black sky will shield you from your enemies, unknown and other.
Okay. Say that one more time.
Be not on any road by daylight's sight. The black sky will shield you from your enemies, known or other. Do 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 do
Perfect.
do do. Boo 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 boo. And that is your premonition.
We make she kind of like comes out of it. A piece of advice for everyone, courtesy of the Evans sisters. We work by night, so if you can avoid the daylight in any way, do so.
So, if you wanted to go to Alona, did you want to go during the night?
I believe that would be our best option.
Out of character, you said the whole phrase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what I'm getting at: stay off the road, travel at night.
Perfect. Yes.
Get off the road.
Noted. Okay. Nanu, as you still have an hour, I appreciate your help. And you're welcome to do whatever you need within that hour.
She gets a wicked smile and tucks your hand into her top and then walks out.
I'll catch you guys later.
Oh, no, the one that
your
she
severed
took.
hand.
Remember, you have her hand. She has your hand still.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, what?
Yeah, that I
Again,
had
Bart
that.
in
I had
background.
I had that exact same thought until I remembered she has your other hand.
Yeah.
She's like,
I
wait,
don't
where
know
are
what's
you?
happening right now, but I'm going along with it.
If that's a spark.
Oh no, the wrong one. Just
No.
The important question is, Joe, does Reese still have sensation in his severed hand?
no.
And is he currently copping a feel of some demon titty?
Yes, devil titty. Yes, but no, he does not feel it.
Ah.
And what's the fucking
It's the
point?
worst.
Exactly.
The point is, she's a devil. Like,
The point is,
torture is in the job description.
I'm sure my hand's gonna come back in one piece.
That's a bad thought.
But keep tabs, Reese. Your hit point maximum is gonna stay
I got it.
decreased. Yeah,
Until I take my hand back, right?
until she gives it back.
Okay. Oh, she gives it back. Oh no. It's been 97.
Hey, keep her entertained. She has no reason to fuck you over.
Put a note in my notes that what my health was before I switch it.
Yep.
There we go. I can't reverse math. Give me a second.
You mean subtraction.
I know what I said. Okay. Well, is there anything else you guys need to do then? Because I would like to sleep.
I agree. I think we are as set as we can be.
Good plan.
73.
Alrighty. So, One by one, you all head to your respective quarters that you are staying at. Somdi, are you going back into the pond outside?
What exactly is the time?
Early morning.
I'll make my way to the inn to find where the Mama Vusi worshippers are.
Ooh, okay. So, as you traverse over towards the inn, you end up walking inside and seeing a large group of very tanned-looking individuals who have taken over the inn completely. They've taken over the kitchen, they're doing their own cooking, and they're sharing it with one another. And as you come walking in, you feel the pecking at your tongue.
I'll let it out.
It flies over towards a chair, and somebody starts feeding some food over to the canary.
I'm just gonna walk on over and sit by the canary.
All right. The person who's currently feeding them looks over at you. Hey, nice to meet you. Krillian.
Samdi.
You're Samdi. Pleasure to meet you.
I apologize for being late. Been busy.
Oh, it's fine. We're all just waking up in the morning anyways. So, how you doing?
Good under the circumstances.
You watch as a large wooden bowl filled with what appears to be rice, very well cooked sausage, broth, variety of different other critters and vegetables is put in front of you.
I'll dig in, I guess, and I'll look over at the canary and I'll connect to it. And I'll say, so should I just tell them the recipe, or is that specifically for Mama?
Canary cocks its head and looks over at one person in particular in the room. They seem to be seated in the corner, being served their food and talking with a couple of individuals. Human in nature, with these very large braids that go all the way down his back.
I'll pick up my bowl and walk my way over to him.
And how does Samdi feel about jambalaya? That is what you're currently eating.
Yeah, I guessed. I was like, I mean, he could describe something very similar, but effectively be different. I guess Samdi enjoys it. It's something. But I don't think he's very much a picky eater.
Fair enough. You move over towards the table, and the guy sitting there looks over at you with a very wide smile. You see there's about 6 different golden teeth stuck into his maw. How are you?
Well, I'm doing just fine.
Would everybody please excuse? Somebody wants to sit down here real quick and have a conversation with me. And everyone stands up, starts leaving. He reaches across the table, rips off a chunk of bread, and starts dipping it into his jambalaya.
Somebody will do the same. And he'll say, "You will not believe what I had to do."
Well, please enlighten me. Mama told me you got something to tell me.
I do. It's a bit of a hellish recipe, if I do say so myself. Mama asked me to get something while I was down in hell, and I did. After a bit of a negotiation, you could say.
All right.
It's how best to put it? Horse soup. I think it was soup. I can't recall if it's sandwich or anything else.
All right. I assume you got the recipe written down.
I hand over the recipe.
Now, about the individual that Mama wanted taken care of.
That. And he'll kind of like crack. He'll kind of just crush the piece of bread in his hand. That's an interesting situation. He's not exactly something you could just buy off of them. Believe me, I had the money for it. Turns out how he got there kind of raised his buyback price.
Are you saying you're incapable of getting it done?
Never said that. Just saying it's going to take a couple more days.
Well, we'll all be in town for a little bit longer and helping out the good folk around here, no problem. But the moment you get that done, you're going to send me a little... I'll be here.
I'll be in touch, Mr. And I hold out my hand to shake.
Rosaria.
Rosaria.
Bubba Rosaria.
Out of character. I just imagined it's actually spelled B-U-H.
Buh.
See.
It's B-U-B-A, but yeah.
I'll call you when I get my when I get our mutual acquaintance out of hell.
All right. And of course, as soon as you're done that, you can just give me the canary, and I'll make sure it gets its knowledge on what else it can do for you.
He'll tip the hat.
It's funny, she gave you a canary as if she thought you needed more protection.
I personally think it's just my charm.
It's interesting the type of critter she gives to an individual usually tells you exactly what it is they're particular at. See, for me, of course, you feel like a slither around your leg, and when you look down, there's an anaconda there.
Resisting urge to make a joke.
I'm about to say somebody ain't got no buns. It's not Bart.
Yeah! Keep Bart away!
Like how we all thought the same thing.
Yeah, I love the dead silence as we're all like, we're gonna say it. We're gonna.
Okay, back. Okay, just mine out of the gutter. Yeah, okay.
So, let's see. I usually got a little bit of an issue keeping people alive longer. So my friend right here is particular at, well, swallowing people and making sure they can't move. And of course, they'll stay alive at least for a few hours in there till they start digesting them.
I think it's just... It might have just been her enjoying the simple irony.
Maybe. Mama can be a little bit of a fickle person, to say the least.
But she's still Mama.
Always love Mama. And he'll offer you a cheers with his glass of water.
I'll just kind of clink my bowl since I didn't get a glass. As I just use it like a large, I just use it like a large glass and just down the rest of the jambalaya. Just full garbage can mouth. Just
Yeah. And it gets spicy towards the end.
Why does the spice always drift down? I can't do it.
All right. You take care of yourself now, Sandy.
I plan on it. I'll walk out the door and hurry back to the pond.
As you get over to the estate again, you do notice the gnomes are back in the yard. But you can get to the pond, no problem. Alrighty, Glenn, what are you doing while everybody is sleeping?
Well, I mean, I've been just being patient with everybody's day, you know, because I know that we're really planning for the ball and everything and how we're gonna go around that. But Glenn has been very interested in the book. He's been able to skim through it a bit, but always at night, I guess now is a good time to look through it some more, do a little bit more discovery into his ancestry that he knows about, a little bit about Elgin, and discover more about Blaterra Academy of Magic and Divination.
I wanted to actually be there while you did that, just to kind of watch over, because you've been an interest this whole time.
So you're not sleeping then, Reese?
I don't sleep. I meditate.
Well, you still have to actively, like,
Yeah, I know.
that is your action to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Whereas for him, he doesn't do anything. He just sits there and turns his
Stares.
brain off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I just wanted to be there for like a little bit. When it gets too late, obviously I'll leave him. But like,
okay.
I just was like, I'm interested in the book because he's interested in it. So
Alright. So, Glenn, I do need an investigation roll from you.
Going to add my knowledge from the past life for D6 on this, and I am also going to use my game advantage.
All right.
Okay, so that's a 23.
23. We love 23.
I
So,
didn't think about it. Could I have inspired him during this time since I'm there?
how many inspirations do you have? Because this is going to go
I
over
got
the course of...
3 more. I didn't use many of them. I don't have any more luckies though.
I would say you can add half an inspiration because he's going to call it quits partway through while you're doing it. So go ahead and roll the d10 and then half of whatever you get rounded up.
Sweet.
Trying to help you out there, Glenn.
Appreciate it, man.
You know, there's a difference between you got this and hey, you got this. You know?
I believe in you.
Dirty 30. We take that. Oh, wait, no, half, so only 4. 27's still good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a slow.
You've gotten used to the slow, methodical nature of how you have to handle the pages. You even got yourself a very nice cloth that doesn't absorb oils at all, so you can turn the page into the cloth and let it drift downwards as you are attempting to read across it. It's a very slow process nonetheless because of the age, but you're getting faster with this from your previous, observations of it.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing through, you learn that Blaterra Academy has a few unique spells that are kept inside of this tome. There's 3 in total. And they are discoverable by any learned individual who might be capable of reading through this tome. But you would have to have a keen eye for it. Luckily, on this day, you do find the lowest level one. The spell that you discover is the Quick Blink. It's a second level spell, so I think just outside of your reach currently. That, from reading through, it would appear that it would allow you to momentarily swap positions with another individual for a blink of an eye before moving back. Apparently, it was a security style spell that would be utilized in order to help the more combatant individuals from your lineage get into a fight where they might have been out of reach of it, if only for a moment before they leave. Of course, it would be casted by somebody else, and then you would gain the benefits, but of course, there's nothing stopping you from learning this once you learn more about magic. You start reading through, and you're piecing together the sections that would outline the spell itself, and you're able to copy it down, but you can't figure out how to actually cast it quite yet. You're just not there yet, working on it. But that's what you discover while everybody else is sleeping. Samdi, as you were leaving, were you going to take more jambalaya back to the residence for everybody else?
I need to earn that tuning fork somehow.
So,
Somebody just kicks open the door. Hey!
everybody, when you wake up, there's a very large drum filled with jambalaya that is currently being reheated by the old butler.
Come out. Dude, why does it smell like pepper in the air?
Apparently, somebody had brought this here, and, well, it smelled delicious, and waste not, want not, and all of that, and I figured I'd heat it up for breakfast.
When they wake up, give it to them.
Very well, sir. Your cup of tea is prepared for you.
I have coffee. It's okay.
Everyone else, you come downstairs, and the spicy, delicious aroma of jambalaya wafts through the entirety of the estate.
That smells wonderful.
Oh, yes, your scaled friend who brought it here this morning.
Immediately, warning bells ring off.
None of the meat was yellow. I checked.
Well, he did get that recipe, so perhaps this is it?
Everyone's
Somebody's at the
looking at
somebody's
you.
by the table. Just it's not horse, so I don't think so.
No, horse meat is yellow.
We're eating it, just like it's good.
You can see him like tear up in the corners.
It's good.
Hope you like it. It's one of my it's one of Mama's people's
When you say people,
No. Some of Mama's people came over here and made it.
okay.
Oh,
People recipes.
don't worry
Okay.
about that, Rissand. I said the meat isn't yellow, and orcs are the only humanoids that aren't yellow meat, so...
Okay.
I've tasted orc before. That's not this.
Sure. I mean, it's good. It's just I have a sensitive nose.
Somebody's going to like hold out a bowl to Katarine. Try it.
Thank you, somebody. And she'll have some.
It is delicious, and it is hearty.
And it is spicy.
It is.
As a meeting, I think I should have probably checked for poisons.
It's Samdi. Would he really poison cat?
That's why I made this bowl especially for her.
A wild card. He's a wild card.
He can't poison Glenn. Not for lack of trying, but
Right.
just
Actually, I specifically put more poison in Glenn's soup.
It's got a little kick to it, you know?
It's kind of irony.
Is that
what do you
blood?
call this? Is this mercury? Like just
It's
What are
actually
these-
lead.
What are these purple flower petals that are inside? They really add to the aroma.
Right?
Yeah, really strong taste of almonds on this one.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers, if anyone remembers the Nightmare Before Christmas, fetch
Yes.
me the deadly nightshade soup.
Mhm.
Anywho, while you're sitting there, Rasand, you receive a sending from your daughter. Small device. I am in possession. It cost me 300 gold. Coffers expended.
Reply. Okay, we'll be coming within the hour. I go, my daughter procured us a small device that fit the description. So, I look at Kat, I know you just woke up, but once you're done eating, I kind of need you to me over there.
Remember I cannot take you to Sharp then.
I thought you had the ability to teleport.
I have teleportation circle.
Oh, I thought you had teleportation.
No, and we went over that last night.
Oh.
You're
I'm
supposed
sorry,
to
I'm
tell
so-
her
I'm
to
so
come here.
jet-lagged. I'm so jet lagged.
You're good.
I tell
That's
her,
alright.
yeah, I tell her. I apologize. I sent a freaking sending. I apologize. I thought there was a capability of someone they didn't have. I need you to come here, and I will give you the money here.
You can sense the sigh as a reply. But anywho.
I don't know if my daughter's going to join us for food in a bit, but my daughter will be coming here with the device.
10 minutes after you say that, she appears.
Oh, I guess immediately.
Well, I told you my coffers are fully expended. You all turn over and you see this young drow woman adorned in very modest looking clothing, and she does have the right side of her head completely shaved off and a large braid that keeps the separation between the shaved portion and the long-haired portion going over her scalp.
This is Morg. This is
People.
the entourage that I've been working with this last month.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry to hear that our preparations have been causing you financial strain. Please allow us to assist in any way that we can.
Everything's fine. I don't need any handouts.
I was considering it payment for services, but you do you.
Right, yes. You all can pay me.
I think 50 gold times, because 50. I'm thinking of the teleportation circle math, but I'll do that after. I gave her 400 gold for the device, and I go, how does it work?
So the way it was referred to me was you have to wind it up, which is a noisy occasion, and then you leave it somewhere. And for the next hour, it will be able to accumulate all sounds that happen within 30 feet of it. And then at that point, it will ding at the end, and you can take the device, and next time you rewind it, it will be able to mimic those exact sounds that it heard over those 30 minutes. Purely mechanical. It does have a portion of Magic Mouth inside of it as it's casting, but that is hidden away by the thin sheet of lead on the inside.
How's the circle coming? Also, how's living in Sharpton going for you?
The living situation is fair enough within Sharpton. It's of no concern of anybody's. The circle, we do need to readjust the finances for the pricing of the gemstone dust has gone up, and I was already nearing the end of what I had available to me.
I give her 800 gold because I know it's 50 gold for the material components. I'm assuming it went up.
Yep.
So, I'll be at that.
Very good.
I go, how much longer before the circle's up, out of curiosity? I don't exactly know when you started it.
We are looking at roughly 63 more days of me casting it.
Okay.
And I do have to get back there before the next 4 hours in order to make sure I can imbue the circle again today. One
But
missed
the next
day.
4 hours,
Within the next 4 hours, I have to get home, yes.
how are you going to get back that quick?
I made a contact with somebody within the city.
Oh. Just like your father. But if you need anything, please do not hesitate on shooting ascending.
Of course, Father.
Would you be coming to the ball? I know it's not exactly a thing. I just thought I should ask.
I was not granted any invitations to such an event.
You're Spalding, technically. You can just show up.
I do not wear that name at all.
Makes sense.
If you wish to wear that banner still, that is... I will not.
Okay. Again, thank you.
You are most welcome.
You're welcome to eat here if you need to. This jambalaya is what you called it, right, Samdi? It's pretty good.
Jambalaya.
From my people.
I would not like to be disrespectful towards the lizard folk. I would enjoy a small portion, if you will.
Yeah, I'm just gonna eat and relax a bit.
Sorry, I'm still on the whole Santi poisoned the pot thing. It's just like
Poison the pot.
takes up the glass. Ding, 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 ding. Attention, everyone. You have 5 seconds to live.
Oh shit. I eventually do introduce everyone like by name. Like this is Cat, this is Bartakov, this is Glenn, this is Monkey. I'm assuming Monkey's somewhere in there, and this is Samdi.
So, oh yeah. By the way, whilst everything is happening, Samti's gonna pop into Reese's head and say, "Are you sure this is your daughter? She didn't even ask for payment."
She's I mean that's why she's here for payment, but she's
You had to offer it to her.
rough. It was implied.
Nah.
Coffers are low is a good implication for payment.
That's fair. But hey, it's so nice to see you two back together again.
Yeah. You're gonna hear some weird things the next couple days from Spalding after the ball. I'll keep you updated on that, but I might need you to run the shop again in the near future.
Yep. So I'm just going to say again, you haven't told her any of this. Mentally, obviously.
I tell him immediately. I only told her originally that I was traveling with you last time I was with. And I was helping you guys uncover some crazy spear. Everything past that, there's been no contact on that.
These are those same individuals you mentioned before.
Yes.
Very well.
Santi smiles again and again mentally says to Reese, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your grand plan.
Oh, no. She's been out of that loop forever.
You have no plans on.
No. How do you tell someone their father's soul is gonna go into hell?
She might want to appreciate the time she has with you.
I'm not the best father, so it's probably best I don't.
That's not up to you to decide. And Santi backs out of the conversation.
Is that a Tengenaria domestica? She looks over at you, Kat.
Pardon?
Tengenaria domestica, commonly found in more northern and cold climates and environment. It's exceptionally furry and well tamed, considering you're humanoid.
He is my familiar.
Oh, wonderful species that you chose.
He chose it himself. He has a very playful nature, and it fits him very well. And she'll hold him up in her hand to... His name is Misha.
Misha. I assume that's a name indicative from where you hail from?
It is.
This is Orbius. And she holds out her palm after reaching for her shoulder, and this pitch black spider that fits over the entirety of her palm is sitting there.
Is it an orb weaver?
It is. I domesticated it not very long ago. It was found, inside of a chicken coop killing chickens. So instead of them having it killed, I took it myself.
That is advantageous for you both.
Oh, absolutely. Very fascinating. I've never actually seen a domestica up close before.
You know, if we're doing the whole familiar show, I nudge Glenn.
You're gonna have to give me like 10 minutes.
I had to go pop one out, you know?
You can't just pop a squat in there.
I'm not sure about familiars, as they're referred to. I'm more of a aficionado of spiders. Arachnids in general are very fascinating creatures. Usually something as small as these are far less deadly in nature than spiders can usually be, which is why they're fascinating to me. But yet when you treat them with a deal of respect and temperament and keep them fed, you can utilize them as all manner of helpful beings. My dress was woven through the Orbius's webs.
How
That's
lovely.
a lot of webs.
Well, it's fascinating. If you keep an environment warm around an orb weaver, they tend to start building more and more webs. And they also like to do this when it's in a, moist environment. So I created this large weave room that I have inside of my estate that it has a lot of water that I boil and keeps it constantly exhaling with moisture. And I'm talking too much again.
No,
I
that's
apologize.
fascinating. Have you considered tailoring your magic into conservation purposes or research purposes? Because you have the mind of someone who could create those conditions, right? And it, I feel, is an understudied area of arcane magic to work with animals.
I've debated it. Mostly this is more of a habit than anything else. I appreciate trying to learn more about the creatures that most people fear or altogether disown and try to massacre, and for no reason at all. But there's always a way to try to connect arcana through them. I'm capable of connecting my eyes through, well, any spider that I converse with, as well as my ears, though technically spiders don't have ears. They're able to translate vibrations into their brains in order to fully understand what is going on around them. They don't actually listen to any commands whatsoever. It's just how it translates into their mind that they can somewhat feel out different vibrations and know what's... I'm talking a lot again. I apologize.
No, it's fascinating, and perhaps through your work you can learn how to mimic that.
What
The
gaining
drow vibrates aggressively.
To sense it.
Maybe. That could be possible. I mean, I can always start researching that. Yes. Anyways, I do have to be heading back, and I'm going to have to go to a couple of shops before I head over there. Good evening.
Whatever you need.
Morning. Good morning, Father.
As she leaves, almost in like a different tone, Glenn's gonna say in Undercommon, may her blessings be watching you. And then he's gonna snap like, why did I say that?
Oh no.
Completely removed from like the usual surfer tone.
Reese, the wife you loved used to say that.
Oh. I'm gonna go over. Where'd you hear that?
I don't know. What did I just say? I said, her blessings watch over you? I don't know why I knew that, but I did.
Glenn, you get weirder and weirder by the day.
Yeah. I think
That's something that we should look into.
Once we finish toppling a fascist dictatorship, sure.
At that moment, you hear the front door closes as she was already not stopping. She just walked away. Well, she appears to be more talkative than ever.
Of course. She's always been the smart sort.
Smart, but a little cold.
Yeah.
Still, she seems sweet. You've done a good job.
I didn't raise her.
Hey, just take the fucking compliment. Jesus.
Or at least you sired someone who is well enough to handle it on their own.
Fine. Fine, I'll rephrase. Well done. Good sperm.
You good sample.
You could just think of it as you did what you could after everything.
Yeah. It was just better to keep it at arm's distance away after I put in the plan to, eventually corrupt and taint every soul of those foldings. I'm on one-man crusade at a time. So look at
Lots to think about.
I appreciate the advice. It's just I know if I had told her, she would want to join. And then the choices I've made, she would have had to made. Or made differently. And I wouldn't want her to be in that position.
That's fair. Sometimes you've got to push people away to keep them safe once in a while.
Yeah. For the last 100 years, it's been a rough relationship.
Good thing you've got a long life. Plenty of time to make up for it.
We'll see. What that journal tells her everything. The one that Cat had. So yeah, she knows me as the beast and the fiend of the Spaldings. So it's for the best.
So, now that you all have your final full day of preparations, any last minute things you all wish to do? Because next session, you're going to the ball.
Yeah. Do you need something from Alonia? Because I know we had talked about it.
Yes. I think that we should go there to check out their for me to pick up another dress and also to look for a certain
Scrolls.
spell scroll.
Okay.
Do we have time to get to Alona and back?
I can teleport there and teleport back.
No.
I have a circle in Asmodeus Church.
Can I double check if I can't get my tuning fork or a tuning fork from church?
You
Wow.
checked that when you first got back, didn't you? That was yesterday. Right?
No, I don't think we did. I think we jumped straight into dealing with the monkey stuff, and then we went after what's his face, Josh.
I think we did though. And you said it was just like check like if you deal with the starvation problem.
Right, which you've assisted greatly, but they need to see that it is dealt with. So you're still a little ways away. The starvation thing isn't avoided completely yet.
I just want to send the bitch to the plane of water.
I know.
I just want to, just suddenly there's water everywhere.
There might be a tuning fork of some other or some place at Alona. You know, I haven't been there. That's where the college is, right?
That is the mage school, yes,
Yeah.
in Alona.
Yeah. So if there's like magical items and stuff, that might be the place for you guys to pick up on anything if you guys are looking. So I just need to know who's gonna come with me to the city. I know Kat said she was gonna go.
I will, but I think that we should heed the advice and go later in the day.
Okay.
Alona is kind of like New York. Everything's fucking open, just nonstop.
Okay. That's good then. And during the day, we should probably go see our new tailor friend Glenn and get one of these suits. And I pull out one of my suits. It's Drow, by the way, so like you're gonna have to just get over that and get this tailored to you.
Oh, sweet.
The Drow aesthetic suits Glenn fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It looks right, you know. I think this will work.
Now, Reese, you do have much more broad shoulders and a more accommodating posture, but Glenn has way thicker legs and arms than you do, and waist because of that. So you do definitely need to get it snipped and tucked around just to suit him a bit better.
So I got Glenn covered for clothes, so you guys ought to also get clothes. Luckily, there's a tailor that me and Monkey and Glenn and Samdiel went to. And I don't have the name. It's a long list of names.
The same one that Kat went to.
The same one Kat went to. Yeah, we can all just go there. And
The
get you guys
same
seen.
tailor.
Yeah, the same tailor.
Alrighty. So, it is definitely too late to get a custom outfit made for anybody. However, you can get a pre-made outfit adjusted for all of you. You just have to pay a premium price for such a thing. That means, Glenn, I'm so sorry, but it's going to cost you 40 gold to get this outfit tailored for you by tomorrow.
40 gold, that's nothing now. Glenn's rich, baby.
Spoken like every rich person before they lose all their money.
Yeah. I just dropped like most of my money on my daughter, so like I get it.
Alrighty.
Glenn, now that you have all this money, can I interest you in something called Bitcoin?
All right, I'm listening.
He's a crypto bro now. Oh shit.
Glenn, the crypto bro. The moment he moves into wizard, immediately.
I don't know. There
Alright.
should be that meme that's like always has been, you know? With the...
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, we all know that Crypto Bros are College of Trickster bards.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
depends on how they've been crypto broed.
Or what's the
What app they use?
the god of commerce from Chult?
Oh, I don't remember.
Fuck if I know.
That shit's so removed from my brain.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know which one you're talking about though.
All right. So-
What about Samdi? Samdi, do you have clothes for tomorrow?
I tip my hat of disguise that I've attuned to.
Oh, I thought you were still gonna buy something.
Why? His hobo attire works
Yeah, you're
perfectly
right.
fine with that hat.
Yeah, you're right.
The hat really brings the outfits together.
Oh, and by the way, so somebody's gonna ask where everyone's bags of holding.
Yes.
He's gonna he see him strap them onto himself, and then he's going to use the hat of disguise, and he now just looks like a fatter version of Samdi in fine attire.
I love it.
No one will suspect a thing.
Out of character, do we know what happens when you put two bags of holding together?
Yes. Canonically,
Okay.
all of you
Common
are fully
knowledge.
aware.
There's a warning label on every bag of holding.
Do not put with bag of holding. If do not be near my shop.
Only imagine how many kids went, look, Mom, check this out.
Tammy, no!
No.
Oh, time to make another kid.
Cool. And then I'm assuming, since you're traveling Cat Bart, that you have clothes for tomorrow.
I have some clothes, but I don't have any like fine clothes, so I'm gonna need to go out and get some.
We could always find something that would fit over your armor.
My armor is very closely molded to me.
It is. And, you know, we could get you pants. You won't have to worry about your armor with those.
Could we,
But then, how would I feel the breeze across my cheeks?
since he's a warrior, is there a way to make his armor look more ceremonial?
I mean, it
That's-
already looks pretty damn ceremonial.
That's
It-
what I was
yeah,
going for.
It is ceremonial, but it's also customary that you don't wear your armor. The only people that are security at the event are the paid for security at the event.
Yeah, I would. Like, maybe I'd wear the breastplate as like a ceremonial thing, but
Yeah.
the rest of the suit of armor, no. So I'll pay. What was it, like 40 gold? You said to have something tailored in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
find something that's for, you know, someone bigger than you and then have it tailored down over your armor.
Which you have to tell me who in this town is bigger than you that would have a nice suit that can be tailored to you.
I can think of someone.
Only one.
Gabriel.
Will he accept a hand?
There's one other person. I'll give you a chance to remember them.
I'm pretty sure I
Mahadi
know
might.
who you're talking about,
Mahadi is much bigger than you, yes.
Yeah.
but that's not in the city, is he?
Yeah, he is.
He is.
Yeah, now he is. Yeah, he's gonna be at the thing tomorrow.
Mahadi.
Not
I heard
Talahash.
Mahadi, and I thought Talahash.
Yeah,
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 sorry.
Oh wow, he's definitely bigger than me, but he doesn't really wear clothes.
Yeah, he's chilling. You know,
What
like,
about the other Spalding?
none. There are plenty of Spaldings heavier than him. None
No.
bigger in physique.
The buff one.
I
Patsy.
gotta-
Patsy
Yeah.
is way bigger than you.
That's like, there's no saving that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's fine.
bigger-
I'll grab a.
Just
Patsy is
that's
6'6" and built like a motherfucking 20 strength barbarian.
Yeah,
Just-
but
just
bigger
wear
clothes are
one of
easier
his-
to adjust.
Just
I'm
wear one of his
6'1".
wear one of his legs as a dress.
God. Yeah, no, I'll go find Mahadi and be like, yo, real talk, bro, I need a suit.
Oh, persuasion.
I'm assuming that we're
I'll
with
use
it.
my game advantage because I have it.
Fuck it, yeah. 24. Follow me to my quarters. You can pick one out that suits you. Nothing purple, though.
Of course.
I'm wearing purple tomorrow.
Black would be customary for me to match Catherine.
Very well.
Also, why are all of your gloves arranged in pairs the wrong way around?
Why do you have so many right gloves?
They're all right. We're all right.
All of the gloves arranged in pairs the opposite way around to you. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy needs better servants. One of your servants is cross-eyed, I swear.
Anyways, you can pick one from the assortment of suits that I have.
You are an angel, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And he'll wait for you to pick one. So, next session... Oh, wait, not quite yet. You're going to Alona, right?
Yes. So grab some scrolls. Cat wants a scroll of... What was it?
We'll go at the evening.
I think she wanted locate object.
Yes, that's it. Cat wants to locate objects. I'd quite like a scroll of greater invisibility if there's one kicking around. And then...
I'm looking for a bottle of
maybe
endless
a
smoke.
silence or two. Feel like drop a silence, punch some guards, get through a quarantine zone.
Yeah, I think locate object. I think silence would be phenomenal. And then those are like the two targets, and then just kind of anything else that we can come across as well.
Okay, so what was the first thing you were looking for?
Locate object.
Roll me an investigation. There's multiple different shops in Alona.
I will
Brittany.
assist.
Excellent. Very good that you did. 15.
I'm going to lucky that and have her reroll that. The 5's pretty trash.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yo.
Oh man. It's frustrating, but it's a new town, so it makes sense.
Okay. Well, this is your encompassing what you find in the town. All right, so that adjusts these numbers here, these numbers here.
Damn it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Okay, you said scroll of locate creature, correct?
Object.
Wait, why do we want object rather than creature or person?
Because I'm looking for that threefold necklace.
Yes.
Roll me a d6.
Hey. 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do have a scroll. However, it is a divine scroll, meaning whoever uses it has to be of the divine persuasion of magic casting. Cat, you're an arcane caster.
Reese!
Yes.
So, a cleric or a paladin.
Bartikov!
Or a druid would also constitute.
What?
Yeah, druidic, I count that as divine. Like, that's nature.
Fine. Yeah, I can cast it.
Yeah.
All right. And you said, what was next? Oh, wait, no, you want that spell scroll? Okay. They are selling it for $536 GP.
Ooh.
Yeah, because that's gonna be my key way of finding. So 536.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Now, what was it that you were looking for, Reese?
I don't know if it's a thing in 5e, but it's like the bottle of smoke.
Ever smoking bottle.
Ever
The
smoking.
ever smoking bottle? Yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking for that specifically.
Okay.
Right.
old
Or anything
smoke
else that
grenade.
catches anything else that catches my eye that I don't know, that pops up.
That's it, Joey. You roll those random tables.
Oh,
yeah.
I already have the table done.
Okay. Do I gotta roll a check or did
Im-
cat count for me?
Yes, you can roll.
Okay. I'm gonna use my in-game advantage since I've been holding that forever. Oh shit, dog. I suck. Find out. Hey, 23.
We love 23.
Boy, with the +4 outrolled the +10.
It
Unfortunately,
makes sense. I've been here, you know.
Unfortunately, they do not have that specific item in any of the shops that you were searching for. However, are you interested in a saddle of the Cavalier?
No.
Okay. Are you interested in bracers of archery?
No, I don't think any of us do archery.
Monkey.
Monkey
Monkey.
does.
Monkey, but doesn't he have them?
Mm-mm.
Also, do we really need to inflate Ace's ego by making Monkey more powerful?
I mean,
They also
Do it.
have a scroll of magic mouth.
nah.
Okay.
Because
That's everything of the rarity that you were searching for.
okay.
All right.
I'll just say I was nothing.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I was
ahead.
after greater invisibility and silence.
Ooh.
And to clarify, you said I can't inspire for the search checks, right? Because it's over a long time.
Well, you can if you have enough of the available things to use. The reason you couldn't for Glenn. So
No, I was half asleep. I didn't mind that.
you're
I
looking
remember
for an
earlier-
hour. Like you're looking for
Yeah.
an hour. You can inspire for that hour. Like that's not a problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if you're doing downtime, you can't because that's taking up entire days at a time. You don't have enough bardic
Okay.
charges to compensate for every hour.
Okay. Sorry, Kat. I didn't know. I'm gonna inspire Mardukov.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Them booty. I don't know.
What were you looking
I'm not-
for, Bart?
A scroll of greater invisibility and a scroll of silence, or multiples thereof if it's around.
That whole hour, I'm just following him, trying to think of like proper music. I'm like, yeah, I might have to perform tonight, like music wise. I'm thinking like a theme related to your buns. Really hype up the joke, you know? What do you think?
I love it.
All right, go ahead and roll for me, Bart.
With what's your inspiration?
V10.
All right. 22.
We love 22. And you were looking for a spell scroll of
Greater invisibility and silence.
or a vitality.
If you're not gonna get that, I'm gonna probably pick it up.
I mean, I need to work out what
Yeah.
it does first. Use a bonus. Fuck yeah.
Using
it's
the
good.
object is still an action.
Yeah, it's really good for out of combat healing. Is the big thing.
Yeah, it's the one where you just like
Yeah.
it's 12d6 healing over a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
massive.
not perfect, but yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not?
400 gold.
Done.
They also have a scroll of Beacon of Hope.
What a combo to find those two scrolls.
Yeah.
together.
Right?
He literally went to like a church. That's where he's at right now.
Hey, let's check out the Church of Asmodeus. Holy fuck.
Choose
Do you want Beacon of Hope?
Any number of creatures within range for the duration. Each target has advantage on wisdom saves and death saves and regains the maximum possible number of hit points from any healing. Jesus.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind you're casting it through the scroll, so it is still actions for both of those spells to cast using the scroll.
And they're both concentration. Beacon of Hope is a cleric-only spell, though.
Mm-hmm.
Divine is how it's labeled. Instead of a specific class, it's just Divine or Arcane.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, how much is that?
Okay, that one is 560.
So 56 plat, which takes me down to... Yes, is the answer to that.
And the last spell scroll that you discover with that check is Scroll of Passwall.
Oh, what?
Passwall. Y'all never
Hang
took
on.
the Passwall spell?
No, I know about it.
5th
I
level
know
wizard
about
only.
it.
Yeah.
I know about
yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see.
One action, 30 foot, a point your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface within range. A passage appears at a point of your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface, such as a wall, a ceiling, or a floor within range, and lasts for the duration. You choose the opening's dimensions, up to 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep. The passage creates no instabilities in the structure surrounding it. When the opening disappears, any creature or object still in the passage created by the spell are safely ejected in unoccupied space nearest to the surface on which you cast the spell.
I'm
Here
gonna
be
pick
wall.
that shit up.
It's Looney Tunes
Yeah,
slap a wall on
It
it.
is, yes, that's what
Yeah,
I was thinking.
I can't use that, and if I could, it's a 5th level, so it'd be risky, but I will absolutely buy that and give it straight to Kat.
And she'll repay you for whatever it is.
That's fine. What? How much is that one?
2,010 gold.
Ooh.
It's a
That
5th
makes
level
sense.
spell scroll.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So that's 210 platinums. That
This
makes
also comes
I-
from one of those shady environments where they're like, we're not technically supposed to sell this, you know, like.
Yeah, this is
Well-
what we call the Giga Chad skeleton key.
Yeah.
Just bypass the whole fucking house.
Looney Tunes slap. Just.
Yeah, so it's
Could I barter that down for him?
When we're doing day of checks, there's no real bartering outside. It's just
yeah, it's
depending on what your role is how many objects there are and what is the percentage that it raises by. So if you roll really shitty, the percentage goes way up.
Oh.
But if you roll a 23, you're getting a good deal.
yeah. Okay,
Sick.
absolutely. Cat, give yourself a scroll of pass wall.
And let me check to see.
a-
Okay. And how
any-
much paper and ink for that?
50 GP per level. It's a 5th level, so 250.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll need to pick up 50 gold's worth.
All right, and it'll take you 5 hours to transcribe it.
Mm-hmm.
Without destroying the scroll, you still have the scroll after doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, Glenn?
I was gonna say maybe pick up a little extra because Glenn was gonna want to tell you about the new spell that he found out.
Okay, yeah. She'll pick up some extra. How much extra?
100 extra to the 2nd level.
Okay. Done.
While we're here, I want to pick up some diamonds too. Is that something I can just do, or?
Every diamond from all of the major cities has been spoken for at this point to save your city.
Damn.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
it'll take some time. I need some blood diamonds. Let's go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
we should go to like a diamond mine or
Yeah,
something.
just find a blood
Hold on.
cleric. Problem solved.
I'm gonna make I was gonna say I'm gonna make like a spell or something that just rips out someone's blood and turns it into diamond.
So how do you feel
Just-
about your homeless population?
Hey, no. The homeless in Spalding are mine.
You
got
can
them
have
have
the
souls
rich.
None
That's
of
the
them have
next-
souls anymore.
Anyways.
They are just ooze vessels.
In
That'll be
case
the
anybody
next-
was wondering, Bart, you did hit a very good item, but you cannot afford it. It is the short bow of warning.
Oh, nice.
Mm,
I mean, try me. I
94,000.
How
How
much?
much?
94,300 gold.
Oh.
Warning objects are expensive.
Damn.
Sorry, what did you say?
The short bow of
100k
warning.
gold.
Just shy
How
of.
is it that expensive?
Because it's a warning object.
You can't. Warning objects, you can't be surprised, and you have advantage on your initiative.
Yep.
Yep.
Did they already look for that? I heard talking about it, and I wasn't really paying too much attention. Did they already look for us? Ring of spell storing?
No,
Nah,
they
never
did
mind.
not. So that's going to be you, Samdi?
Yeah, and I'll use my game advantage because I haven't.
And I'm
Investigation.
gonna use an inspiration as I'm still talking about Bardakov's cheeks.
I'm not inspired by cheeks.
It's the music, man. It's the music. That's everything.
All night long.
Investigation?
Let me see that thong. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hell, you don't want your name's not gonna actually be in there, Bardakov, but it's inspired by.
And a D10.
Did you have advantage?
I said I used my game advantage.
Cool. 27! Alrighty, back to the generator to see what you find. Oh, wait, no.
I feel so bad I didn't inspired cat because I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
She
Calculated
could have broke 30.
Yeah.
I could have broke 20 with the right way I was rolling.
I used a lucky for you. You know, that
I know, I
counts.
appreciate it.
You did everything you could to help.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So what were you looking for again, Samdi?
A ring of spell storing.
Ring.
Banana phone.
Wait a second. No, it didn't calculate enough things. 1 second. Uncommon 10, right? 27? Yeah. Rare 2d4. Very rare d3. Generate. Damn, shitty roll. So, Ring of Spell Storing, unfortunately not. Can I offer you
An egg in these trying times.
a Scroll of Fine Traps?
Very useful when out clubbing in California.
You didn't even need to finish that sentence.
A Scroll of Blindness or Deafness?
I can already do that my damn self.
How about to have that as a spell scroll, though?
A Scroll of Gaseous Form?
I can do that.
That could be useful.
Okay. Do you want that one?
Sure.
420.
4,200.
To make yourself gassy. No, 420. It's 420.
Yeah, I was just like,
Jesus.
what the fuck?
No. Samdi, you're probably one of the only people in the party that would be interested in this. Scroll of Animate Dead.
Kill the king Spalding and bring him back as a zombie. Just, fuck you.
So if you don't pick that up, I might.
Hey guys, look, it's spin-off. Say hi.
That's not what's happening to me, is it? That's not what I'm going through, is it, guys?
Weekend.
Hey, Glenn, look
Well-
into this mirror.
Roll a d4,
Mm-hmm.
please. Even is divine.
It's odd.
So that means this is arcane in nature.
That means I can use it.
Correct. It is wizard.
Or source.
Yes, or source. Yeah.
It's funny that arcane means either smart or very charismatic.
Well, no, it's smart or lucky.
I mean,
All in the
bards
blood.
are still considered arcane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all lucky. They're lucky they're that
Yeah.
good looking.
Yeah.
They're out to get lucky.
Okay,
Get
so
lucky.
I'm gonna pick up the gaseous form.
Okay. Which was 420.
Uh-huh.
And Animate Dead was 560.
So 980 in total.
Yep.
I'll
And the last object that may be of
Well-
interest to you. Keep in mind, there's other objects, but most of them are like either way outside your possible by this range, or like you don't want a +1 trident, do you?
I mean, no.
Yeah.
No.
Eyes of the Eagle.
Yes. To fix my stupid lizard sight.
Eagle lizard.
I hang onto the wall and spy on you.
Hmm.
How much would
Otherwise
that be?
known as the Purging goggles.
Yep. The eyes of the eagle are 2,500.
They give you advantage on perception checks.
In addition of clear visibility, you can make
Yeah.
out details of even extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across.
They're really,
So-
really good binoculars.
So say if a certain individual was reviewing some documents on the other side of a room, I could read it?
So long as you had the perception.
Line of sight?
Yeah.
2,500, you said.
Yes, I did.
That's
Yeah.
328.
They also require attunement.
I mean, I'm not attuning to much. There's the hat, my ring. Hold on.
And I think
Right.
that's it, right?
And the amulet. So I have to
Oh.
unattune to one of them.
The amulet doesn't require attunement. Or
Proof against
yours.
detection, mine does.
That's yours does.
Anyone actually want it?
I'll take it.
The eyes?
If you don't
Yeah.
buy it, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'll bring this up to Glenn. Just, I'll I'll hand him a little baggie.
It has a
Look in.
pink bow across
Yeah.
the straps at the top.
Exactly. Just, I'll hand it to you. Glenn, do you look in?
Yeah, I'll look into it.
There's just a bunch of gems in there. That's 300 gold.
Oh.
That's as much as I'm willing to pay.
Okay, no worries. How much was it total for the
2,500 for the goggles.
Yeah. Got it.
So yeah, 980 on my end for
Yeah.
my spell scroll of gaseous form and
Right.
and
Now,
animate that you said?
gaseous form, animate dead, eyes of the eagle.
Welcome to the high passive perception club, Glenn. You
I
now
can
have more
see
passive
so
than me.
much. You can see so many's.
Yeah.
Hey guys, there's a
Alright.
bird in that tree. What tree? Just. Anyways,
I've got all of my things. Yep.
we're all satisfied with your shopping adventure late into the evening.
Not really, but
What else were you
Yeah, I
looking
don't
for?
I get
don't
it.
think any
No,
of us got
it's-
what we
it's more-
wanted. But
it's more or less that like I really wanted to find that spell scroll, but
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
It's
unfortunately. I mean,
fine.
you can commission someone here to make you a spell scroll. You're just gonna have to wait a
oh,
month. Yeah, you can always commission somebody to make you a magical item. You just gotta wait.
yeah, I'd like to do that just in case they do get away.
Yeah. Which item or which spell?
Find object.
Locate object. Is that second level or third
Oh,
level?
yeah. Uh,
Leave it second.
let's see. Second.
Okay. 300 gold and give them a week.
Aw, man, I
We
wish
don't
I would
have
have
a
known
week.
about this before.
Yeah, you can
Right.
always commission people to make you guys magical stuff.
Mhm.
It's not always a lottery system.
Okay, and then a week. Okay.
Yeah. So, if you all don't die tomorrow. Alrighty.
That's the case. I might commission someone too.
Yeah.
What would it's called? It's that bard item that gives me a +2 to saving throws. Not saving throws, to my DC. I just forgot what it was called.
One of the Das Loots?
Yeah, it's not an instrument. Oh, I think it is an instrument. It's like something the bandolier or something like that, but it's essentially it ups my DCs by 2. I just gotta find it. I'll find it later. So
Yeah, and if you can afford to have them begin the process, then we'll just say that they begin it. Now, spell scrolls are a lot easier to make than full magical items. So yours will just take more time.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it will.
Yeah. Alrighty. So everybody, we're good? Then when we come back next week, we all get to dive into the Spoding Estate.
Oh boy.
See you there.